Welcome to Star Power, everyone, and today we're going to be taking a look at one of the biggest movies of 2016, and that is Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, directed by Zack Snyder. It's known that Zack Snyder's Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice wasn't critically successful, even though the film had an insane amount of talent behind it. In this video, I'm going to go step by step and give a brief outline of what I think would make a good Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. Note that this is a part 1 since this video is already really long. I'm going to release part 2 soon. Also, spoilers ahead, if you haven't seen this film yet, this is your sole warning. I know that sounds really scary, sorry about that, but still though, spoiler warning. Start the movie off with the Wayne's parents' death scene. This scene was my favorite one from the movie, and it should really be kept the way it is. Next, Bruce Wayne witnesses Wayne Tower collapse in the midst of the Superman-Zod battle for Man of Steel. The deaths of the people he once worked with have to remind Bruce of the tragic loss of his parents. Then, Bruce sees Superman, and the audience should see the frustration in Bruce's eyes. This was pretty much shown in the movie already, so I'm not really changing anything here. During this scene, in the midst of the rubble, Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor sees Bruce holding the little girl from the movie and looks as Bruce looks up. While Bruce focuses on Superman, Lex is focusing on Zod. Essentially, this is to set up the fact that Lex sees that Wayne Tower could have been LexCorp, and all of his friends / co-workers could have died. This makes Lex sympathize with Bruce. Batman begins training now. He doesn't hold back. We have to see, right then and there, that this is a Batman out for blood. He doesn't wait for 2 years, he begins training in rage. This is when Alfred tells him the line about good men turning cruel, because he reminds Bruce that not everything is known about Superman, and that he might not even be the enemy. Bruce then says that he'll keep a close watch on Superman to figure out everything about him. However, Bruce says that if one incident happens, Bruce will kill Superman. He says this while he looks at the Batman suit. Cut back to Luthor, who already has a database filled with limited information on Zod. Then, he sees Superman on the news. He looks around his room, which reminds him that Superman can destroy everything he holds dear. This adds a sense of depth to Luthor's character and doesn't make him seem so blatantly psychotic and evil. I know Lois Lane calls Lex psychotic in the movie and that Lex somewhat denies this, but Lex's character doesn't give me anything else to go on except for the fact that he really is psychotic. If we see why Luthor is fearful of these gods amongst men, the audience will find the villain more compelling. Heck, people may even side with Luthor and see the conflict of Superman's existence. Now, Luthor begins working on a master plan to kill the last Kryptonian so that the world can be safe. However, he doesn't have Alfred's reminder, so he has no restraint. His first step in the plan is to convince everyone that Superman is bad. Now we can get to the whole kryptonite thing. Luthor's first step includes convincing Bruce Wayne to join him so that the two influential billionaires could show the world that humanity needs to unite. Bruce is okay with this, and the two begin working on technology to destroy Superman. Since they are both billionaires, their combination allows both of them to gain access to the fallen ship from Man of Steel. They also both get access to Zod's dead body. In that ship, they both find kryptonite, and Luthor notices that it's made of unknown material. The two test the kryptonite on Zod, and they find out that kryptonite is the key to getting rid of Superman. Bruce and Lex use the kryptonite to create weapons for the government. Now we need to see why Superman is the good guy. This has to be the Superman of the Christopher Reeves movies. We need to see Clark in the Daily Planet actually doing a good job of being a reporter. We need to see him being a fully functioning member of society. Suddenly, Lois, first time we see her in the movie, calls Clark and asks him to see the news, which shows the fire during the Day of the Dead from the movie. Superman goes, changes, and flies in the sky. A person from far away says, "It's a bird." Another person says, "No, it's a plane." I know it's campy, but this movie needed some lightheartedness. Before anyone can say that it's Superman, the music changes and we see Bruce stare in the sky as he witnesses the same flying that killed his co-workers. Superman goes in the building, and we actually see him save the person this time. This makes Superman actually seem like he has to do work to get stuff done. We need to see why he's a good man. Next, we see Clark arrive home to Lois Lane, and Lois talks about the good that Clark is doing. Clark is still haunted by the whole Zod incident and wants to make up for it. He knows of all the people who were harmed by the battle and wishes he never put those people in all this pain. Lois turns on the news and sees Senator Finch in public talking about calling Superman to court to answer for the Zod incident. Standing behind Finch are Bruce and Lex. I know Mercy Graves is in the real movie, but I think her character should be removed, so I'm not putting her in this scene. After Finch's speech, Lex talks for a little and Bruce expands. Clark tells Lois that he will go to answer for his actions. In the next scene, the whole court thing happens from the movie. The only difference is that Lex doesn't blow up everything. Superman basically says that he will answer for his crimes and that he will be taken into custody. As Superman is walking out with the handcuffs, a person walks in front and starts shooting at Superman. The bullets bounce off Superman and he rushes to cover the civilians. The cops tackle the shooter as the shooter screams, "You killed her! You killed my wife!" Superman backs up in despair, and the cops open up the shooter's jacket to reveal a bomb. Now a bomb explodes, but the whole building doesn't. Senator Finch doesn't die, but a lot of people do. Bruce sees this on TV from the Batcave. He gives Alfred that awesome monologue from the movie about counting the dead and how many good guys stayed good. Alfred reminds Wayne that Bruce said that he would give Superman time to prove that the Kryptonian isn't the enemy. Now, Wayne is truly out for blood. None of this "you let your family die" stuff happens. Batman already has enough to hate Superman. Okay, that's it for part 1. Right now, the runtime would probably be around 40 minutes. I'm looking forward to posting part 2 soon. Like I said before, this is just my version of Batman v Superman, and I think that could fix most of the problems. So what do you think about this version of Batman v Superman so far? Is there anything you would like to change? Feel free to let me know in the comments section below. Thanks. This is Star Power, signing off.